I don't claim to be the initiator even of the ideas that I have. Most of them I've been following for a few years. A guy at University of Ottawa, he's a climatologist, and he's done a lot of work on climate and polar ice and why we have changes like we do. And I'm just gonna try to kind of give you a short glimpse on what I think after listening to it. But he goes on for an hour at a time. It just, you gotta put in a lot of time to kind of make a little synopsis of what he's saying. But this, I must say before I start, this is my view on this, and there's a disclaimer too. So I'm not a greenie or a tree hugger. I'm just a guy. I need proof, and then I'll make a conclusion. It's my conclusion. It's what I think. But I don't accept things readily, like just because Joe Blow says something, I don't accept it. I need like a lot of stuff and the reasons why things are happening. So okay, let's go on. But before I start, I'm just gonna read out what's the name of the guy? Dave Tomlinson. It's a comment that he made about the changing of the weather, and some people used to call it the warming of the planet. So I'll just read. I gave him a bit of an answer, and then I said I'm going to start by reading that. We have such a short lifespan, and to come to a conclusion about the weather for such a small view on things could be done before it could be done, before 2016, but only for about a lapse of time, about 20 years at the most. In the last years, like 17 and 16, the swings have been so extreme that there's no way that you can predict from almost one week to another how extremely cold or how extremely hot your winter's going to be. And the same thing applies to the summer. You can't predict from one week to another how the extremes, like, okay, now I'm gonna try to keep this short because this thing's gonna last forever. The reason for this is, okay, now we get into the Al Gore thing, okay? Like a lot of people, when they're talking about the weather, they always refer to Al Gore and the warming of the planet. And I even heard some guys yesterday there, I won't mention no names, but because it's so cold, they were going to slap him. They were going to slap Al Gore. Well, Al Gore maybe wasn't wrong, but he didn't have the whole story. The polar ice cap is melting. Okay? And because of this, it's melting. It's not melting now, but in the summer, instead of having like places where you got 100 feet of snow, over the snow now, they have so extreme temperatures in the summer that the snow melts and that makes a big lake. So what you have is the solar reflection on the lake, and it can amplifies the heat. So you have the Bering Sea, then the Beaufort Sea, and now you have these lakes and rivers and everything else up on the polar cap. And what that does, it creates highs, okay, where there was lows and highs, and they would cancel each other. So it has to do with the jet stream. The whole story for us in North America. The jet stream used to be very constant, okay? At a certain time of the year, it'd go down into the Minnesotas, and it'd come back up, and then it'd meander and go out in the Atlantic, and I don't know what it was doing in the Atlantic, and further, like up in Russia and Europe. Like I don't know about there, but I know here, and I'm saying here, like in Canada and the northern states, it was a very constant thing. In the summer, you'd have like you'd have to wait. Okay, like where we live here in, I could talk the province of Ontario, we'd have to wait, like spring was always at a certain time, and then you'd have to wait till the jet stream dipped down, picked up some heat from south, and it'd come back up, and we'd get around May, early May, then you'd start to, but now, you know what happens? The jet stream is no longer gradual waves that goes down and comes up. Because of the different vortexes and the lows ganging up in the Arctic, on the polar cap, you get bigger lows and bigger highs, and they're extreme. So it causes a lot of current, and the air comes down lower. So the jet stream, which used to just gradually meander through Canada and down into States, well, it goes down lower. When it goes down lower, it picks up more heat, and it comes up, it goes up higher. So that's why you have these extremes. This is just my take on things, okay? But if you guys have any, I almost thought to do a live stream on this to get some feedback, but I said, maybe we will do if I get enough comments, because I have other ideas, but I just don't want this to drag on, and I don't want it to be, it's just to give you an idea, like, it's all right to say Al Gore's out in left field, and the people, like, you can play an ostrich and stick your head in the sand. If you don't see today, if you didn't freeze, well, and you know, I'll tell you something, okay, that I read lately. The weathers we're having now, they haven't had those since the 1900s, okay? That's a pretty long time ago, eh? So I think it's right in our face. We have to look at it. Now, how to curb this and how we came to this, there's a reason, okay? To say that this has never happened in the past, it has happened in the past. They're drilling up north in Alaska for oil. Oil is vegetation that decayed, okay, in the soil, and it turned into oil. So that's where it came from. So inevitably, up in Alaska, north of Alaska, there was vegetation a trillion years ago. I don't know, I'm not a rocket scientist, but it's changed. But the whole thing is, in the last years, I'm talking in 2016, 17, we've seen. Now, 18's to come. Now, it's very, very drastic. Like, there's things happening all over in the States, like hurricanes, like you never seen before, tornadoes, big time tornadoes, we're getting tornadoes up north more than we used to. Well, why? Why is it changing so fast? That's the question. And then past that, well, you're on your own. You can come to your own conclusion. I'm just stating that my understanding is that there's something happening up there. The cold, what they're saying right now is the cold that we're getting comes from Siberia. It's a Siberian cold front that's affecting the weather right now. But anyways, it seems like I'm looking at my computer. I just posted this video that I posted. Well, this will come on tomorrow, but the one that I posted today, I filmed about, it was before Christmas. You can tell on the video I said Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, but I held it back because I wanted to make this video. Anyways, it's neither here nor there. It's just what I think, and a lot of people, I'm getting some feedback on this. I don't know, maybe I should have went live with this. Anyways, maybe I will. I don't know. Well, in the meantime, I salute you all, and with thumbs up, don't forget that. Hey, thumbs down, don't bother. Just do whatever you want to do. Go see other channels. There's other good there's other good stuff on other channels. And, well, we'll see you in the next one.